Yeah.
I'm ready.
Hello, little gamers.
Hello, little gamers.
This is take 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried recording this, but I got interrupted real bad. But this time we can finish it, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to.
So, we took 8 months to finish all these stupid baby games for babies, and now
It's
we're
true,
gonna
they're
make
for
them all,
children.
okay? So, I want to know. I want to know your opinion on Mario Party 1.
So Mario
Okay.
Party 1. It's the
Thoughts?
game. It's the game that started it all.
You don't say. Yeah.
There's
It's scuffed as hell, kinda.
there's no item
rough.
system.
No items, no duels,
So
no battles.
there were pretty good boards for the most part.
There were good boards.
Most of them were, yeah.
Most of the mini games were pretty good, except
Yeah.
for a handful of rip your palm aparts.
They were either horrible or great.
However, they
Lot of jank.
loved to take coins away from losers.
Savage.
Which was savage.
Some people hate. I loved it because of how mean it is.
While the
I
boards
think
are
once in a while
good,
it's
there's
fun.
only ever like one happening space event for every single board.
There is, yes. All the happening spaces did the same thing.
Yeah.
Here's a little mushroom.
There was
that mushroom
the mushroom
thing?
system was garbage.
That's why they took it out. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
guess what? You so happen to land here and get the purple, you just don't get to play next turn.
Oh, you got a red? Broken. Go again.
Yeah.
I
and
like the
then
random color blocks you can get. You know, the green, yellow,
yes, which
blue,
they
red.
kept that. Oh, they not that exact thing.
No.
too.
This
but
is the only
no.
game to do that.
But yeah,
It was
like,
cool. I like
and
it.
I think it's a solid Mario Party, but it's the worst of the 64 games, so I think it's B tier.
Whoa.
That's my
Okay.
agreement, but I had thought I felt it was more of an A tier.
I think
me
it's
and Tyler, I think me and Drew agreed on it being A.
I thought it was A because of how rough and mean it is.
I thought the
Yeah.
roughness is kind of funny. I like
it's
to.
rough
I like
around the
to.
edges, but that's why
I
like
like.
it.
Here's 3 hammers. Y'all take his actual money in that one
That's
mini
one of
game.
my
That was
favorite mini games of all time.
funny. So I'm gonna put it A. I thought I had A. I'm gonna put A.
That's your prerogative.
It is
Why-
my prerogative.
Bowser was mean in this game too.
Yes. I love it when Bowser.
Okay, so what about, when they decided, oh, this game was doing well, let's make a second one.
They decided to make it
So-
S tier, the best Mario Party.
It's S tier
mhm.
for sure.
The best
Okay.
one.
This game does theming the best since they put
Theming
characters
the
in
best.
costumes.
Okay.
And, only one bad board.
Only one board
One
sucked.
bad board, one B tier board, and then the rest were all S
They
tier.
brought back most of the good mini games.
They
And
started.
then
Yes.
they made new mini games, and most of them are across the board. They're about of equal quality. I think a little bit better,
Yeah.
but not by
Yeah.
too
It
much.
feels like just DLC for the first one, but there's
This
also
game
some
better.
patches too.
Introduced the item system, and while I like later item systems better,
It was
You
a
gotta
nice,
start
it was a
somewhere,
nice
right?
jump in.
Yeah.
Gotta
jump
start
into
it's
the
somewhere.
nice
pool.
that they had it, and they got rid of the really awful space.
They added battles. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
battles are neat.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, it's a really good
Do-do.
game. I'd
That
give
was
it a
really
B.
fun.
They also added in duels,
Yes.
Yes.
and they
To
removed
start.
the single player mini games.
Yes, I did not like
was
those.
not
Those
fair.
were kind of rough, but
Not cool at all.
And this is an S tier game.
the
Okay.
best one. I'm already spoiling it. It's my favorite one.
Okay. I
Stop
like
that there, never move it.
I personally would rather play Mario Party 1, so I'll give it a B.
Okay, I get Drew's committing war crimes,
Whoa,
but okay.
what? That is a war
There's a
crime.
war crime.
Okay, no, it's not. I love 2, but I just like the other 2 N64 ones more. What about Mario Party 3?
Yeah, I think this one is underrated by a lot of people.
Yeah,
this
this
one
one-
I think is the best one of the 64.
I agree.
This one has like one of the funnest item layouts because it's got the unique. Oh, you can go backwards mushroom.
Yep, or
That was-
the Shy Guy coin or the barter
Yeah.
box lets you steal. Well,
And
that was
then
in 2.
the
but...
boards in this game were largely really good too.
Yeah, I think
They were pretty good.
Brand doesn't like Woody Woods.
I hate Woody Woods
I
with
like
a
it.
passion,
The
but
other
at
ones
least
are fine.
when you boot up the game to play, you don't have to play Woody Woods unless there's one person screaming,
This-
"I want Woody Woods!"
Yep.
Which I don't think. That many people-
The lamp can be abused on like the first 2 maps because
Yeah.
The lamp was
shops
bad.
are easily available, but the other later maps not so much.
But every game that doesn't use the orb system lets you buy lamps, so I'm not gonna fault Mario Party 3 for that one.
Okay, it just
Yeah.
felt more spammy in that
Super
one
Mario
compared to the
Party-
other.
It felt a bit.
It felt more spammy.
It might-
Mario
it-
Party Superstars, the most recent one we played.
I was gonna
spammy.
say it might just feel more spammy because it's the first one
Maybe.
of the spamminess. So
Well, in
it's
4,
jarring.
Well,
in
it was
these
jarring
ones, it was
jumping
very
from
rare. Like in these 2,
Mhm.
much rarer.
Yeah, but in Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, we saw a lot of gold pipes.
Yeah.
It was quite.
It lets you hold
off.
3 items, which is
The
awesome.
mini games.
That is good.
The
Mini
mini
games
games
are-
in this one
Mini games
are
are good.
absolutely phenomenal.
It's
They were
probably
good.
like top 3 library of mini games for
Yeah,
me.
the mini games put this one way over the top.
They revamped the dueling system. You can wager coins. Well, you couldn't too, but I mean, you had a whole library of mini games, not just tied to the
Yeah,
board.
it wasn't just whatever's on the board.
Yeah,
So more variety, more of
it's
a.
better in every way to me than the other 2 games.
My controversial
So-
take that I don't think you guys would agree with is I didn't like the happening spaces on a lot of boards. Because if you learn timing, the happening space never does anything. Drew will always make it over the snowball, for example.
Oh, the interactive one.
The
Yeah, the
action type-
interactive-
Well,
the
sometimes you
action
want to
ones.
get hit, so it'll take you where you
Yeah,
want to
see,
go.
I
Yeah,
like it where.
But then
I
it
don't
ends up
think-
being always like in your favor no matter if you
Listen,
win
I
or
don't think
lose.
the point of it was to really be like trip you up, because it'll only trip you up the first couple times if you're a somewhat competent player. I think what it is like, oh, you land on the happening space, so you can choose to dodge this snowball and make others have to dodge it, or you can let it take you where you want to go. Things like that. And not every happening space had that, but I always had
Yeah,
fun
not
when
all
it
of
did
them.
do
Not
that.
all of them had
Like
it.
the Spiny Desert one.
Yeah.
There's a whole huge circle.
See,
If you land on
Brandon
any of
doesn't
them,
care for the
But-
system, but I wish
I
the
thought it was
system would
neat.
come back.
I didn't care for
I'll
it
go
that
first.
much.
I'll put it up here.
I think
I put it between 2 and 1 for me, so it goes the top of A for me.
Whoa!
Because it is a great game. I
Let's,
just don't
let's
care for
fix
that. Hey, Drew's gonna give me a massive Mario Party
It's not me to
3.
do that. Okay, Brand's going there.
No, mine goes a tier down.
Okay.
It's just ahead of A, so it's the top.
What about you, Tyler? Where's it going for you?
slot 1 for me.
Okay.
Tyler's favorite so far.
Let's scoot you
As
over.
much as I think 2 does theming
The
better,
64
I think 3
games
does
were
some of the
great.
stuff right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Look
Okay,
at that. Mine
now
are
you
S and
go-
A, baby.
To the new generation.
Woo! D tier, let's go!
I don't think they did a good step
Okay.
in this game.
This was a big
So-
step down.
So tell me, what
Whoa.
is your issues with Mario Party 4?
Mushroom.
So
The mushroom system
the
is
item
terrible.
system was absolutely god awful. The only way to get 2 dice was to be able to not interact with anything, and then to
Yep.
do the shortcuts, you needed to
Be mini.
be really good to, or not good. You
Yep.
have to be really lucky to get close enough because your dice is reduced.
They
by
just
half.
they basically replaced the skeleton key with the mini mushroom, which
Yeah.
was terrible.
And I feel like they learned their lesson later in that every item should have like a space or 2 where it's free, and not only mushrooms, because mushrooms were the only item that was
Yeah,
free.
like you
on
remember
their
the
space.
item. You remember the item spaces in 3?
You just
Yeah.
walk by, you just
The
get a
item
free
space-
item.
You could play a mini game
It's
or
any
answer
item.
questions.
And in Mario Party 2, they had the item mini game spaces too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
put
any
the-
item. It's not
Literally,
just
This
mushrooms.
one's pick left or right, see which mushroom you get, and
Doom!
you don't really want either
Yeah.
one.
They also got rid of duels, which is
They
a
got rid
big
of-
downer for me.
The boards were across
Or
the board not that
rough.
good.
They
I think there's
they
only
didn't
like
hold
2
up.
act-
They had some of the worst ones. Like
They had
C6
2
4A.
decent ones, and then the rest were like low
I think-
C and below.
I
The
think you had 2
theming-
good ones, 2 bad ones, and 2 just
The theming of the
Whatever.
boards is boring as hell
Ugh.
because everyone's on an elevated
On a grid.
platform
Rough.
above the
Yeah.
actual board events that are going on.
the only
It's
the
a-
only thing saving this from an F, I think, is
Is
its
minigames.
outstanding library of
Yeah,
minigames.
That's the only
its
thing.
minigame library is up there with Mario Party 3's.
I
It does
agree.
save it
We
from F.
almost didn't have any issues with it, so it's a D tier.
I'm putting it D.
Yeah,
Because
we all agree.
both
It's a
the
D.
board and the minigame mechanics are important, but the
This-
board is more important. So,
this is
like,
a
a stellar library is not going to save it when everything else isn't doing
This is a
that good.
rough step down, and it's sad because I remember it being one of my favorite themes of like the presents.
Yeah,
And all
the
that.
Yeah,
theme
it's
of that
neat,
game
but,
was
like,
birthdays. It was
ugh.
birthdays. Yeah.
But God, is it bad?
But hey, actually, I'm gonna put a C for that. The only game to have a CGI cutscene at the beginning,
Oh
even though
my
it was animated
God.
from like college students.
I know.
You remember that?
Luigi
Okay.
was a puppet man.
Mario
Oh my
Party
God.
Mario Party 5.
So they learned, they improved.
This
They,
is
they did a rehaul of the item system.
yeah.
They
This is
rehauled.
the first one with the orb system.
The
right?
capsules,
The
yes.
orb system is my favorite.
It is my favorite too.
System.
Um,
Oh yeah, they called them capsules in that first one, but they were essentially the same. The
Capsules,
fun thing about
orbs,
this is
whatever.
you throw them on the board, and then you have a space that benefits yourself or does things to other players. I
yeah.
absolutely love it.
Well, no, this game doesn't have like character faces on the spaces.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, so if you throw a hammer, bro, that let's say
right.
it affects everyone.
That's still
You can
really-
also, if you think it's a good orb, just use it on yourself.
That's
Don't
it.
throw it. Yeah.
But you could do that in 6 and 7. No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
This one's. I do like how this one does have that uniqueness. It's like, okay, I can use this mushroom on myself, or I can make a mushroom space.
Right. This is the only game where chance time is an item.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God,
which is
that's right.
which is pretty cool, I think. It's expensive
That
to use
was
on yourself, but
insane.
it was pretty funny. So if you're in 4th and you have this,
Chance time.
you just start using it.
I remember
If
it
I
having.
remember, I liked most of the boards.
Yeah,
I
most
think,
of the
like,
boards are
Undersea
fine.
Dream
Yeah.
was
Just
garbage, but the
Bowser's one
Undersea
was kind of
Dream was
pooey,
rough.
just because he walked around really slow a lot.
But all the others are pretty good.
They were all-
the
it's
dueling-
just solid.
The mini games were solid, if I remember.
Mini
They
games
were
were
at
solid.
the top, very top.
Oh, were they
I would
at the
agree.
very top?
Very, like with
They were
3.
good.
This
Mario
is
Party 5 specifically, I don't think I can use this as part of my rating, but it has that really fun side mode where you build cars.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
absolutely freaking love that. That's my
Thi-
favorite
Thanks.
side content in any Mario Party.
This
ever.
game, along with 6, introduced the best dueling system where you can duel for stars and
Yes,
coins
it's
at
like,
your
okay,
choice.
I'm gonna
Yes.
I want a star, but I have 40 coins that I can sacrifice instead. That was
That was
the,
mean.
that was the best system.
That gets the most crap
If you
going.
got-
Yeah.
If you got lucky enough to land on your opponent's space, or you got lucky enough to get an orb that lets you pick a duel or whatever,
Yeah, you can
dual glove
start a
thing.
duel.
You
Yeah.
should be able to allowed to pick what you want to wager.
And they let you, which is really cool.
Well, I mean, they let you do it in the old ones too, but this
It was only
one's
coins.
great that it's a star.
Yeah, you can put stars up too.
It's like you feeling confident.
I
Put a
freaking
star.
love this game a lot.
I think-
I'm gonna put it S, but I think
This one, I'm gonna
think
put
3
it-
is better.
This is gonna be my first A tier.
Okay. What
You guys
Brad? What
aren't
do
gonna
think?
like
It's
mine.
great, but I know which other ones might.
For me, when I play it, it feels B. It feels all around pretty good.
Yeah, it's way better
Yeah, it's B.
than. It's a step up from its predecessor, right,
May-
Brandon?
maybe it's getting close to A, but I think I would keep it
Okay,
B.
you can always change it later. What
Yeah.
about Mario Party 6 when they moved on?
So
It introduces the day-night
I
system.
really like the day-night system, except for it's a board. Overall, I don't like the board. The board Drew loves, the one with DK and
yeah.
Bowser that walk.
the day-night
Didn't-
system is unique.
But
I do
Yeah.
like how it affects a lot of the mini games. That's really
Yes,
cool.
it does.
too.
It is cool.
They fixed. Well, I don't know if "fix" is the word to use, but they changed the orb system to where now these orbs you use on yourself. These orbs you set.
Yeah, I'm
I
fine
like
with
that
too.
better. I like that better.
I think it.
It's a bit
while
more polished,
Fives is
right?
unique, I
Yeah.
think this one is more polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was putting Mario Party 5 in
They
B,
kept the
'cause I
dueling-
think these capsules are better than 5's.
Yeah. Yeah, because they started somewhere, right, Brandon?
They
Yeah.
kept the dueling great.
Yeah, the perfect.
If
like
I
fives.
remember, I liked pretty much all the boards.
I remember liking most of the boards.
Yeah.
Just
the
not
only
the
one I
Bowser
really,
DK.
the only one I didn't like was Fair Square.
Yeah, I don't care for Fair Square either.
Yeah, that was
But all the other ones were
Wait,
just-
which one was Fair Square? Is
Uh,
that the one with the 3 random chests?
No, Fair Square is where the star is in the center the whole time.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
During
I
the
don't
day,
like
it's
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
I also hated the snow level.
Oh, is this the one?
Yeah,
with
this is the one where you're
the
the day
chain
and night
chomp
with
one?
chain chomps in the snow town.
Okay, so
dreadful.
now that you're reminding me, this game has a lot of not very good boards.
Oh,
Well, when you guys and if you guys
Crap,
don't
you're
like the
right.
Bowser
yeah, that's
DK
half the
one,
boards.
I
yeah,
don't-
you guys
that's
don't like
half.
half the boards in this
Ooh,
game.
yeah.
The mini games in
Ew.
this one were pretty good.
Yeah, the mini
You're
games were
right.
fine,
minigames are great.
especially with the day night,
Yeah.
rule swap.
Sometimes you like both the day and the night, and it's refreshing, changes up. But
Yeah.
sometimes you only like one version
Yeah.
more than the other. Like the one where you climb the Koopas. I like the night one exclusively
fall?
better. I just like
See,
falling.
I like the day one better. I'd like both, but I'd rather play the day one. There was that one mini game where you had to hit the enemies in the pipes.
Yeah,
And during
that
the-
one sucked at night. The
during-
one where you jump on them
The one
instead
where you
of
jump
into
on
them.
them sucked. The one where you jumped into them.
Into
was,
them.
yeah.
was
So
right.
you hated the night variant.
Yeah, the night
For
one
me,
sucked.
I like it.
I
I like the hosts. If they were,
Yeah, the
they're
star-
they're more
the
the
hosts were
memorable
cool.
hosts to me too.
I'd put it.
Since the game is a package, right?
I like it more than 2. I'd put it in front of 2 for me. B and then 2.
I'm struggling. If
I
it's
have
low
about as
A.
much fun with this one as I did with Mario Party
Yeah.
1, so I put it in B tier.
Is it better or worse than 1 for you?
For me, I think I'd rather play 6.
Okay. And what about you, Brandon?
I think I'd rather play after you reminded me how many of the boards I don't care for.
Yeah, you guys don't like half of them.
I like the capsules better, but I don't like half the boards. So I
Yeah.
guess I would put it right below
Listen,
5, but
there's-
I could swap that on a different
put a
day,
C,
to
Brandon?
be honest. B, low B.
Oh, okay.
I could swap them at any
The
day.
game's not
Yep.
garbage tier. or
I'm
anything.
feeling
No,
like
it's still a solid game. You know, it's just
Yeah.
there's some issues with it.
7.
7.
this is my favorite GameCube one.
7. This
7 is
my favorite GameCube
freaking
one, too.
sick.
7 is good.
I
There's
think
only
we
one-
liked every board, right? Or was there
We
like
liked-
I
maybe
liked
just
every board,
one
for
board
sure.
that wasn't
The
good?
only one I didn't like was the Bowser one because there was always an island
'Kay.
that was under lava the whole time, making the map too tiny.
Even
Yeah.
the best Mario Party in Brandon's eyes
Has one bad
has
board.
one really bad board too. So you know,
and I don't know if
really-
you like the
I-
chain chomp stealing one in the
I like
desert.
the.
It was
I
okay.
think that's the best.
It's the
use
best
of
stealing
the
one.
Stealing ones.
But yeah,
It
there's
is.
only 2 steal. Well, there's 3.
There's
so.
3.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
one,
8,
and
yeah.
I still have fun with it. I think the mini games were fantastic.
Yep, the
The
8-player
minigames are
minigames were
amazing.
the 8-player
The
ones are great.
theming of
Yeah,
this-
the whole 8-player mechanic changes the whole
the
game.
8-player mechanic
It's
was
neat.
really fun.
It's
yes.
very fun.
It's very neat.
The theming of we're going on a cruise, so here's
Around the world,
this
yeah.
place is based
Everything
on
feels
China.
so
This place
different.
is based on Italy, and
Now-
they did the theming really well in this one.
The character exclusive orbs is controversial. You can either love or hate them.
I didn't mind them at all.
I think
They
they're
didn't
okay.
pop up enough to where it's like, well, this character's broken.
They're
Yeah.
not as unbalanced as the dice. It's
not as
because it's
unbalanced
not
as-
always available.
Yeah, it's not as unbalanced as dice. It's not
Yeah.
as unbalanced as something like Mario Kart.
And you don't
Double
have
Dash
them all the
items.
time, like the dice.
And
Yeah.
I like that they're doubled because Mario and Luigi had the same one.
Yeah,
Wario,
everyone
Luigi.
has too.
Yeah.
The only thing stopping this game from being an S is the completely botched dueling system. You don't, if you're landing on the same person as someone else, you don't duel. Your reward is complete random. You could get nothing for winning. It's just a random hit of the block
The
to see
duel
what you get.
system is bad, but
The
I
minigames
love
for it is good.
absolutely everything else about this.
That
game.
is like the
that's me
only
too.
negative.
Exactly, me too.
This is my favorite GameCube game. It's a
Yeah.
tier above the other one I have. So,
This was my second favorite.
this one I've got to put in S tier.
Where?
This one I would put. I'd put it.
Brandon, you would put it here, right?
Yeah, that's my second favorite one.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I'd rather play 7 or if I'd rather play the 264 games I have up there.
Or maybe in between, whatever you like. I'm gonna put it at the top of A. I do like 7 more than 1.
You know, it's totally not
I'm going to
because.
say this. I'm going to put it as my number 1 currently.
Oh.
And it's
okay.
totally not because 2 and 7 have my 2 favorite racing mini games, okay?
But so does 1.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, it has cartwheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it has cartwheels, which is
I'm
great.
going to put that one as my current number 1 just because of
7's
how...
good.
Yeah, 7
Like,
is freaking awesome.
dueling, while it is very, like, it's fun
Underwhelming.
when it's done well, it doesn't really affect how I feel about most things.
At least, yeah, I don't
'Cause
like
it's
the
some-
rules, but the mini games themselves when you
Yeah.
duel are really fun.
And just
it's like
everything else just
duels
kind of.
happen so little compared to everything else in the game.
That's
That's why it's an
true,
issue for me. They don't happen as often as they used to.
Well, like,
in
even-
6 and 5,
Well, what I'm
they
saying
happened
is,
a
even
lot
when
more.
they happen at their most often, they're still not something you see constantly.
Well, I love duels. They're really high.
When there's too many duels, I do get sour, but I don't want too little either. That's
Well,
that's what
All I'm
hurts it.
saying is duels are a really small part of the overall.
Oh yeah, the overall
I
experience.
think they're important because they're freaking
Mario
high.
Party 8.
Mario Party 8. They
This
went,
had
to,
some
they
of
went to
the-
the Wii.
This one had some really killer boards, some really garbage ass.
This is
boards.
the most polarizing game.
It's
Really
got-
high highs, really
this
low
is-
It's got
lows.
some
Very-
really high mini games, some really awful mini games.
It
Yep.
has some of my most memorable music. Since we haven't talked
It's got
about much
some-
about the music,
Yeah.
but
It's great music.
Really amazing boards and really dreadful boards
I
too.
will say this is another one that does. It does the theming in like the menus and stuff really well, but like the boards aren't really themed. It's like
I hate having
They're
to
just
pull.
welcome to
whatever.
a carnival. Okay, you're on a train. You're on a beach.
There's a lot where the lack of polish kind of shines through, like having to point to click any menu. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, I have a D-pad. Mario Party 9's on the Wii. It lets you use the D-pad for
Yeah.
menu.
Yeah.
It's got some glaring
This-
polish issues as well.
The candy system was really good.
I
That's
like the
fine.
candy
This was
system.
your
Candy's fine.
last time when we tried doing this. You
It's
were
just-
really having
Kinda, it
a
makes me kind of laugh that using items makes the game lag. It's too much for the Wii to handle.
Yeah.
So the candy system is just
That's fine.
it's
I
a
like it.
toned down version of the capsule system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is because you can't place them
You
on.
can't place them on the
They're
ground.
all used items. Yep.
But-
Which is okay. It reminds me of Threes.
The way they like transform you and stuff is the most amazing.
It's really cool.
Oh,
They
you're
It is
8
cool
bit. Oh,
looking.
you're a giant stone head. Oh, here comes Stop Go.
But it has
Yep.
some of the best boards and it has the worst board.
Yeah, it's the worst board in the whole
One
series.
of the worst.
For me,
Not
I'm
one
debating-
of, it is the worst board in the whole game.
To-
Well, that
We had the
one
one
in
from Super.
was
Yeah,
pretty bad
but
too.
I'm debating whether I would rather play 4 or 8 at this point.
I would rather. I think this is my first C tier. I think it's the
I'd put
most.
this in C tier because the
It's the high highs and the low lows just have to average out.
Yeah, that's what I was
The lows are
thinking
the worst and the highs are the best.
this has some boards that are so godlike that
And it's-
I would have. I have fun when we play like Koopa's Tycoon Town.
I
the
think
train
the
is.
train.
Ugh.
Koopa's Tycoon Town and the train.
train is
man,
good.
Those are the two.
And some of its mini games, way up there. Like the snowboarding game, we all rated as our favorite. That's
What?
such a fun race.
When we
And then you get to chimp climb one or whatever the hell. Oh my god.
we did the board game tier list or the board tier list.
Most of
What
it.
was our number one? Wasn't it Perplex Express?
Yes, of all
Yep.
the entire series.
So yeah, so you gotta at least give it a C for that.
That had like one
Yeah.
S tier and then 2 A tiers, and then the other 3 were like way low.
The fact that this has duels and a better item system than this,
Goombas
That's
was
true.
Goombas
despite
was
this
excellent.
having motion controls, I still would rather play 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would rather play 8.
It has the
Before.
duels back, and the duels felt pretty
Yeah,
nice.
and the items are better. Okay, Mario
Items
Party
are-
9.
The most like.
This
How do
one-
we compare it to the rest?
Yeah, how
Here
do
we
you-
go.
Well,
You
you,
really
don't
just-
really compare it to the rest. You just
This
kind
is
of
gonna
compare it to
be-
how fun it is. So here's the big issue with 9 and 10 for both games. They're just super short.
They're really short.
The
there's not much
boards-
strategy other than using
The
your
I
board.
boards
take-
are pretty inconsequential.
I take the length as both a plus and a minus though, because if you have people that want to play like Dad who don't want to play long, it's easier to get them to play that.
Well,
But if you want to sit down for a long time, you're gonna do like 2 or 3 boards of it.
Here's what I
it's,
think.
It's plus and a minus.
When I play board style type games, I have a bit more fun doing a long round with one ending than doing multiple. And then if someone wants to do a short round, the older titles you'd let you select
Yeah, you
down
just
to
pick
10.
like 10 turns or
yeah, you
something.
can
Yep.
just go less.
Uh,
I guess that's
so,
true.
like not having a variable.
it's
Not having a
okay.
variable
The
is
board,
kind of rough.
the mini games in 9 were really good, if I remember.
The mini games
correctly.
were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the
minigames
music
we
was
rated
awesome
quite
too.
high. The music was good too.
That boss music. And,
The
you know,
boss
some of the-
music slapped.
Some
Now,
of the
while
board
the
music
boards
too.
you don't interact as much, some of them were
Pretty fun.
I remember
pretty
this.
well themed.
I remember this on average had better boards than 10.
Yeah,
for
10's
us.
boards weren't really.
They're more.
Yeah.
This
10's
one-
is way more
This
forgettable.
one's got,
These ones are good.
you know, it's got event space,
Yeah.
do something fun, mini boss. And then some boards had another event space, do something fun, and
Actually
then
not that
the
bad.
boss.
I
don't
actually,
mind
I
that.
actually
It's a
quite,
good system.
I actually quite like the boss system too. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bosses in this one were significantly better. Than
I feel like if they had worked that in somehow to a normal Mario Party,
Oh, that
I would actually have a lot of
really
fun.
good.
Like at the halfway point of whatever turns you set, there's
Yeah.
the mini boss, and then everyone gets a little
That
bit
would've
of
been a
coins.
phenomenal
You know,
That's a
'cause
phenomenal idea.
that would be
put
that'd be
it-
quite cool.
I'd put
Yeah.
it here
No,
for
the
me.
bosses are really great.
I'd put it.
I put it low
I'd
C
put
for
it
me.
top of B.
I think because
I
of
enjoy it.
how much I played it with Dad,
You
it
put it at
just,
the top
Uh,
of B, Brandon?
Yeah.
In front of these two?
well,
yeah.
the magma
Yeah.
mine board's pretty good. It's my dad's favorite.
I'll put it top of B.
The Bowser board was
It's just
alright,
that it's so. It's
Yeah.
just that it's so different from the rest, but on its own, it's pretty damn good.
It's still fun.
I think if I
Quite a
were
bit
to
of
go
fun.
back,
It's because I have to put 10
if I
in
were to
C,
go
I
back
already
and
know.
play a Wii game,
Uh-huh.
it really depends on the mood. It's either
Really?
I really want to play a really good board of 8, or I want to play a more well-balanced minigame set
Yeah.
and better controls overall.
Way
than
better
9.
controls, by the way. Way better.
Yeah.
I don't mind 9, but, you know, there's definitely other games I'd play, so... I don't think
I-
it's bad. That's why I put it
I'd
C.
put it in
Yeah.
C right above 8.
Okay, so you put it above 8.
Yeah.
Let's,
See, I put
People
it.
would be like, what? You put the ones where you're on the cart? Not at the bottom?
Because
I don't-
I'm putting 10 in C. I think there's a tier difference between 9
Okay,
and 10.
See, I think there's a
Since
tier
we're up to
difference
10.
too, and 10 I just don't really like.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
you'd
what's
put
the
a
problem
D.
between 9 and 10? Go ahead.
So, 9 had the really fun, here's an event space, like, oh, you're on 9 Island, or you're in the mines, so
Yeah.
you know, try not
Captain
to
events are
play
fun.
chicken. They took those out of 10.
They did.
The captain events?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were just
The
like gone.
boards, while like 1 or 2 were themed better, like the Undersea, I could argue.
I really
is
like that
more-
airship
is
one.
more
The
themed.
Undersea and the airship were the only two I felt were better than 9s.
Like the
Yeah.
Bowser
Only
version
two.
was an ass at
The
the
Bowser's
end.
Castle one?
Oh my god.
The Toad Road was way better than the Toad theme
The
park.
Mushroom Park, which
Yeah.
is really bland. And then the other one was the booze.
Yeah, so the theming,
Town.
they didn't do the boards as good.
And I felt they handled Bowser worse in this.
They handled Bowser much
I felt like they wanted
He's too
something.
nice, right?
They wanted something on the gamepad, and they didn't know what to do. So like, let's just slap Bowser in there, and it didn't feel right.
It didn't work that well.
I didn't like it very
Yeah.
much.
So
You could go the whole thing without Bowser events. And I like how 9, it's like Bowser Jr.'s before that almost there, and then Bowser's after the almost there.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
it's like, you're almost there, it's getting dangerous.
I'd put it.
Bowser's just, whenever you roll them all, then I'll come
putting
out,
it
or
in
I just
the same
won't.
exact spot as you.
I'd put it here, right behind. I would
I
rather
think
play
10
4 than 10.
10 is so underwhelming that I'd rather play
Ooh,
a bad
you guys would rather
classic
play 4?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I'd rather play 10, but I'd put it bottom as C. Because I'd rather
Okay.
play 8 very much so.
Yeah, see,
but-
my argument here is
4
that 9, while it's the car system, it's still fun enough to have a good time. 10, I feel like, is so underwhelming. I'd rather play a bad Mario Party 4 traditional style.
Yep.
So
than
Drew,
than to play 10.
while
Yeah.
we explain our points, you can just slap all 3 of those in F
Yeah,
tier. We
I-
all know where
okay,
they're gonna
so
be.
I'll say-
But why?
Let me put these here before we talk for the first time.
Because we're all very, we all agree.
This is one of the only 2 games we agree on. We agree on Super and 4.
All 3 of them, yeah.
I highly actively would not pop that in my
Okay,
Switch.
so how come this one went in the toilet, guys?
So,
Oh my god.
okay. They spread themselves way too thin. So you have this motion control mode that's got like 5 mini games, and you've got this teamwork mode that's got like 10 mini games. Then you finally have the normal boards, but because they split it up between those others, there's only 4.
Yeah.
Then you have the other mode where they took the regular boards and broke them down and just made it so you could free walk for the team mode. So they spread themselves thin and they just didn't make the boards good.
And then they did the damn thing that they kind of did with 8, where, well, we have a new gimmick for our console, let's push it really hard, so they made you use the damn kidney bean.
I don't like using that little Joy-Con.
Which, it works for some minigames, it's the same argument for 8, it works for some minigames, but then sometimes it makes it clunky, like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always have to
So,
point to click a menu, well for
I
this I always have to
understand
be this stupid
The
hand cramp
Joy-Con,
crap controller.
I understand it's like,
Ugh.
okay, let's make the Joy-Con an option for like, okay, I have my Switch on me. Oh, hey, you want to play some Mario Kart?
Yes.
Here's a controller. Okay.
But to force
is it
it?
the option? Is it optimal? No. But does it work? Yes. If you make it a forced use controller, it's no fun to use.
Especially where Nintendo makes first-party normal gamepads.
Yes.
Like, at least for the Wii, their controller was the Wiimote. So they wanted to work around it.
The Wiimote was comfortable
This,
because
they
was
had
long
2 to
enough
work
hold.
with.
Yeah, the Wiimote was comfortable.
Ugh,
Then-
this thing's not comfortable. It's sometimes they drift. Those shoulder buttons are trash.
So
Oh,
this game has the
bad.
best character roster, and that's like the
It
one
does.
good thing
I'll
I
give
have
that.
to say about it.
Some mini games were pretty good,
Here's
but that's
the-
like for every Mario Party.
Yeah. Here's the deal with the stupid character system.
The ally system.
Everyone's got a unique dice. So literally, it's like, oh, I like Brandon's favorite character, Koopa, has an absolutely garbage tier dice.
Yep.
And you know what sucks too? That kind of hinders the big roster in a sense that if 2 people really like one specific dice, the same,
Yeah.
and
then people are
because that
gonna
was
fight over
that was
character.
how come I didn't complain much about 7 with the orb was they had a
There's
copy.
always a second character.
So there's
yeah.
at least like, oh, I want the one that steals money. Well, Tyler played Wario. I'll just grab Waluigi.
There's at
But
least
if
in this
that.
one,
everybody
it's literally-
wants Donkey Kong's dice because it's OP,
Yeah.
only one person get Donkey Kong.
Only one person can have DK's dice. And then
It's messed
the
up.
buddy system
Is oh my
breaks
lord,
the
Ally,
game 'cause you start going
ally
fast.
system breaks the game.
breaks
The
it.
ally system has some fun mini games, but the ally
Oh yeah,
system,
some of the mini
On
games
the
were
board,
awesome.
it's
The ally-
ridiculous.
ally system in the board is not fair.
They can literally just double your roll if you have like
Items
max.
with stars
literally
way too cheap.
saying what literally I know bonus stars are randomized, but you know, if it's like
That bonus star was
here's the bonus star for walking the farthest, they're like, yeah, I did roll the highest numbers. I'm cool with that. But then
Yeah.
it's like you had Diddy Kong as your teammate, here's
There you
the
go.
star for you.
You win. You basically win.
What the
Yeah.
hell, man? I had 3 partners and he only had Diddy Kong. Why did he get it?
And it feels awful because that's not like the person's not predetermined. They just predetermined that, and then they pick one that someone already had. It's not like, oh, no one ended up with Bowser, so no one gets it. It's like, what do they have? We'll give it to this guy. Whoever had
they
Mario.
literally
Here you go.
picked one of the characters that was just there.
You remember DK got Mario, and then they said, hey, whoever got Mario, and he won that round.
We all got really sad
Oh.
and salty.
They did the power teamwork,
Don't
friendship.
Okay.
forget the item and coin inflation of this game.
Coins are
Insane.
way overinflated. They give out too many to the people that get second and third place.
And everything costs nothing. A
Yeah.
star is only 10.
Stars
Yep.
10.
Stealing
The
was what,
star
35?
animation. Just 30.
Just 30. Oh my god, just 30. Not even.
Like, okay, if you want to
Ugh.
steal a star in most Mario parties, it's worth the price of 2.5 stars. In that
Yep.
game, stealing a star is worth just 1.5. No, it's still 2.5.
Still is.
No, it's
50.
3 stars worth of money. However, they're so cheap it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's you get too much money, so everyone just can do everything.
Because-
It doesn't feel
Everything.
Now, they had this argument of all dice are 1 through 6 for the standard, so we can make smaller boards. What happens when you make smaller boards is you get boards that aren't well branched out. So what we got was, board 1 was, you grab the star, you get down to the gold pipe. You warp
Grab
to the
a star,
you
get
go
the
down
pipe.
gold pipe.
Get the
Forget
star,
Brandon.
get the-
Well, everyone was doing it.
Everybody.
Board 2 was just a series of little circles
That was
go around
bad.
the big circle. That board was probably the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
Then the
Bob
third
one,
board
The
was
bottom
just
was-
archaeology land, but I think it's worse. But somehow it didn't go as bad as archaeology.
except for Brandon, he was able to loop and buy 3 gold pipes and then
Yep.
Yeah,
spam
that
them to win.
bottom left corner is not fair.
And I won. I won that round.
And then the fourth board. is
That was
the-
okay.
Get to the end. That was the only other okay board.
Yeah, there's 2
Yeah.
terrible ones and 2 okay ones. But
So with this game, it's more like there's only one semi-positive, and that's the mini games.
I would never play this game ever.
Everything else.
Above all the
I
other
would.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
It's
agree.
on it.
I would literally pick
Play-
any other game
Mario
on this
Party.
list.
Yep.
If Mario Party Superstars wasn't a thing, I would literally break out any old console and play one of those Mario Parties.
Yeah.
I would go through the hassle of setting up my Wii U to play 10 again, even though
Yeah.
that's my second least favorite game on this list.
Yeah, it is for me too.
rough.
And now let's go to the last game that
The
just
last
came out
and
like
final.
I wish
2
there was a
months
tier
ago.
lower than F for Super Mario Party.
Honestly, it's
Well,
rough.
it at least only gets its own here, so it's
No,
okay.
I'm
Oh, we didn't even mention how long it takes to buy a star, but
yeah.
anyway.
Oh, I was going to, but then
Oh.
we kept going on about something
Yeah,
else. That was
animations
so
take forever. Blah blah.
You
blah.
got a star.
You got a
Show
stars.
you smiling.
Yeah, you
Show
got a
your
stars.
opponents frowning.
Actually,
Show the star fall.
there
Show
is-
Toadette fly up and fly across the map.
Yep. There is a English in this game. You got a
You
stars.
got a stars.
So,
Oh, yeah, sure.
You got a
You're
star.
a crack there, dude.
and then
Whatever.
they patched it in Super, and I got this one. I got sad. Hey, let's
Then
rate
they
this
they
last
got their
one.
heads out of their ass with
Yep.
this one
Let's rate
and said,
this
"Let's make
one.
a good Mario Party game."
Okay, so when I first got this and I played through all the boards on myself, I thought it was my favorite Mario Party. Having played it again with you guys,
Yep, doing all 5
I'm
boards.
not saying it's a bad game.
No,
it's actually in the upper end for sure.
It's fantastic. I do agree that once you play through every board more than once,
Yeah.
if you didn't see that there are too many lucky spaces the first time, I definitely saw it the second time.
This
we played.
game, like this one, but not as bad, gives out too much money.
Quite a bit of money.
And
Yeah.
items are cheap.
Items, I think, are
Items
too
are
cheap
pretty
for the
cheap.
amount of money they give out.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the stars being 20
Yeah, that's-
again
that's
and
still fine.
the star stealing being 50 again. I think that lines up well. Items should have been more expensive because
Yeah.
like gold pipes were 25.
Yeah.
I've always thought that the lamp and the gold pipe, you
Should
know,
be like
the
30.
take you to the star. They should either be worth a star and a half or 2 stars worth of money.
Yeah, you like
Because
30.
it's basically saying, oh, on this turn, I'm getting a star.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the duel system, there's only 5 duel mini games in this game,
Yeah.
which is weird.
I forgot what happened when you won a duel. Was it randomized what you got?
I think you
Actually,
wagered.
no.
No, you wagered your money, but you
Oh,
can't wager
This
stars.
is the Mario Party
like
2 and
2.
3 system
Yeah,
where you wager your money.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no stars.
That's right. Yeah.
I prefer when they're stars, but I
Yeah,
like
I
it
do
when
too.
you can. I like it when you can pick.
At
the
least it's
exact amount
not
of money.
random like 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And
can-
at least you could pick an exorbitant amount if both
Yes.
people have like over 100.
Yeah.
You could bet like 150.
You can bet all.
That is kinda
I like the
crazy.
system where you can choose an exact number of coins all the way up to the lower person's max.
Yeah.
Because even though stealing a star feels rough, when someone loses all their money when they had like 100 something, that feels just as mean, honestly.
I'm
Because
fine
you're just
with,
like, no!
I'm fine with them giving second place 3 coins and third place 2 coins. It's not like freaking the 7 and 5 or whatever they gave.
See,
when
I-
they played super.
Yep.
It's not the worst,
I think
but
it's better with. I think it's slightly better with it because at
I
least
didn't
if you're
care
still
for
doing
it.
better than not the worst person, at least you're making a little bit.
I didn't care for it because I always thought the idea was if you want a mini game where everybody gets a little bit of cash, do the coin games.
Oh, and those coin games in this game are busted.
Oh, yeah,
by
they
the
are-
way,
they are, actually.
they gave out too much on those yellow mini games.
We'll get to that, but yeah, I would rather it not
I will
be.
say they made.
But
I like it that way just because like I said, if you're playing with someone who's just really good
who's a
at the
pro
minigames,
gamer?
at least you'll still be making a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say
It's not the
Lucky
worst,
Spaces
but-
were a little too plentiful.
Too
They should
much.
not have
Lucky
stuck them
Spaces
in.
kind of-
They were always in like groups of 2 and 3.
Lucky Spaces did bother me
Yeah.
quite a bit.
And now for the finale, where would you put it? I'm putting it right in between these two.
I'm gonna put it at my number 1 of A.
Okay. Sorry, Mario Party 5. Scoot over.
Actually, I think I agree with Tyler.
You like it more than 3 and 1, Brandon?
I think I do.
Okay.
It was still really solid.
It's still good.
I
There's
will
just some
say the
clear
best
issues.
thing about
It was
that
quite-
is that
quite
my
good.
most favorite board of all time from 2 is better, in my opinion.
I felt like
in
it was.
Superstars.
I felt like it was
Like
pretty
that?
solidly. Yeah, I felt like it was solidly put together. I could say it's my third favorite.
Yeah,
Mario
I
Party.
would rather play Mario Parties 2, 3, and 7, but I will never say no to 5 and Superstars.
I would rather play 2 and 7 for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like the one collectively that we all think is the best is Mario Party 7 because Drew has it in A and then me and Tyler have it in S.
Yeah. I think overall.
That or 3.
I think on an average.
Or 2.
7 or 3.
Well, my 2's down here.
Yeah,
but
Drew,
yeah.
I
Drew
didn't realize-
crapped on his 2.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I
guys
think-
have 3 in S and then I have 3 in A.
So now that we're done recording, if we ever wanted to play it for fun, let's pick 3 or 7.
yeah.
That seems like to be the
Yeah,
universal
If
choice.
we ever
Universal.
want to play, I would say yes to 7, 3, 2, Superstars.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
I
as
would
an
be
average
like
between all of
maybe.
us.
So
Average.
yeah, for B tier down, I'd be like maybe. But I think for most of us, I think the ones
3
I-
or 7.
Yeah, because 3 and 7 are the only ones with 2 S tier and 1 A.
Yeah, I want to look across. Drew, what'd you put Superstars?
Put it in B.
Oh, you put
Yeah,
it.
he
in
put
B.
it down in B.
I just want. Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather
So-
play all these more.
5. Where did Brandon put
I
5?
put
Right
5
here.
B,
B.
middle of B.
Yeah, so it's.
3 and 7.
It's
Yeah,
like
3
the
and
most
7.
middle.
I was trying to
middle
look
Mario
and
Party
see
for
if
me is
any
5.
of us had anything else like across the board.
Well, there
that
you go,
any of us-
guys. That's what we think of these games.
Yeah.
We,
3 and
for the
7
most
are-
part, agree which ones are good, which ones are bad. It's not
Yeah.
that hard to
It
figure
just
out.
varies on
Yeah,
how good and how.
It varies.
These
a bit.
two were the exact same for all 3 of
Oh
us.
yeah. I think our biggest difference was
I think the moral story,
Two
the
or-
moral of this story is if someone ever walks up to you and says, "Hey, let's play Super Mario Party," you slap them across the
Yeah.
face and just walk away.
Yeah, the only reason you would have Super is if Mom didn't let you get Superstars for your
Mom,
birthday.
I want Super
I think the one
Mario.
where-
I want Mario Party Superstars.
No, you
We
already have a
already
Mario
have
Party.
Super Mario Party.
one of the
at
ones
home.
where the most different in is 5 because Tyler has an A, I have a B, and then you have an S. So that's one of the few all of us have it in a different tier.
But still, it's still in the
Oh,
upper
that's
half, so
great.
still
it still is
considered
in the
good.
upper half, but
Yeah.
I just mean like different between us
Oh yeah.
because most of the time a game will share a tier at least between 2 of us
Yep.
at some point.
Yeah.
But 5 is like one of the few that doesn't.
Okay, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Wait, did we all agreed that 8 was a C tier game?
Yeah.
Oh,
8
yeah.
8 is
I'm
completely
trying
average.
to see what else do we
lower
have that
average.
matches up. So F tier matches up.
B 6
8.
is the same.
6 is B tier for everybody.
Yeah.
6, 4, Super, 8.
6, 4, Super 8.
Those all.
Is that
those all
G
share.
code? Okay,
I
bye.
think that's all the ones that.
Say bye,
that we
everyone.
share.
Bye. I like making
Bye.
this tier list.